Wait, where am I?
Do you agree with my political views?
Who are you?
Answer the question. Do you agree with my political views?
No.
Another fascist down.
Reddit, a social media platform where users can freely post and discuss certain topics, as well as being one of the biggest echo chambers on the internet. Reddit is an extremely toxic cesspool that displays left-wing propaganda on the front page most of the time. Redditors love to mout over the pettiest political garbage ever. There's a huge difference between being a Redditor and just simply using the platform to post stuff of your actual interest like cats and dogs, for example. So, here are two theories on Redditors and how Reddit transformed itself into a far-left echo chamber. 1. A bunch of communist parasites migrated to Reddit and infested the site with propaganda, clogging up the entire front page with their degenerosity one day. Or 2. That Reddit is intentionally built to transform normal people like you and me into the average Redditor leftist, part of the hive mind that goes batshit crazy over things that have directly no effect in their lives. So before we get to deeply analyze how the average Redditor is, we need to understand the history of Reddit and why it became a left-wing propaganda echo chamber. So let's put on our gas masks before we start entering the Chernobyl dystopian. In 2005, Reddit was originally founded by these two college students. The duo apparently had this failed ancient DoorDash app that somehow influenced them to develop the front page of the internet that became known as Reddit. Reddit was meant to be a site where people can freely discuss their actual opinions and other topics casually. Sometime later, a computer developer named Aaron Schwartz joined the team, where he advocated for free speech for the site, which is actually really rad. Reddit was also originally dominated by libertarians way before it became a toxic asylum for unhinged leftist leeches. Unfortunately, Aaron offed himself at the beginning of 2013, and Reddit decided to scrap his contributions away to the dumpster, which is extremely fucked up. So after his death, Reddit straight up became an authoritarian regime, censoring those that aren't part of the hive mind. Reddit also introduced a social credit karma system of upvotes and downvotes to brainwash them into shoving their loyalty down the throats of a supposed free speech environment. As you can see, those who bow down to the hive mind get upvotes to flex on their karma, and the ones who share a different opinion get downvoted into oblivion, which is a fate worse than death for most Redditors. Redditors hate when you disagree with them, calling everyone who isn't a far-left socialist a Nazi. Nazi, Nazi, Nazi! Ah yes, even the Gadsden flag, which is literally the opposite of fascism, is apparently a Nazi symbol. These leeches are just hungry for karma. Wait! At least leeches can actually be used for medical uses. That's an insult to leeches. Eventually, Reddit is 100% built to control those who use the site frequently, suppressing those that speak out against the hive mind, and allow those who fall into their delusions to the top of the food chain into this echo chamber dungeon filled with red fumes of toxicity. So yeah, why do you think I'm telling you about the history of Reddit, from it being a supposedly free speech site to an oppressive left-wing dystopia? Well, that's pretty important to know why Reddit is the way it is now, and how everyone is a one-dimensional troglodyte NPC, part of this fucking disgusting hive mind. First off, the average Redditor is similar to the average Twitteroid. The only difference is that Twitter is a balanced shithole where narcissistic retards from both sides of the political spectrum argue over the dumbest shit. Ratio this, ratio. Like, actually shut the fuck up. Also, it's owned by this autistic man-child with the IQ of mobs flying to flames. Reddit, on the other hand, is completely one-sided. Unless if it's like r/conservative or something like that, at least 99% of Reddit is filled with actual left-wingers. And no, I don't mean Democrats. In fact, Democrats are far less insufferable than most left-wing midwit parasites trapped in their concealed echo chambers. As you can see in the front page of Reddit, most of the front page is filled with political slop, especially on non-political subs such as r/pigs, r/advise animals, r/gaming circle jerk, r/comics, yada yada. Oh, and r/unpopular opinion, where majority of the posts are literally popular opinions of the average Redditor. They also like to doom about how the US is a fascist dystopian cause Orange Man bad. Speaking of Trump, it seems like that they're way more obsessed with Trump than Trump's most loyal brainwashed MAGA causes at this point. Their only language is Trump bad! Trump bad! Trump bad! Like those seagulls from Finding Nemo. Like honestly, I have always hated Trump since day one, and even more since his second term, but this exaggerated Trump is a Nazi rhetoric is exactly why we're in this situation today. Hey, guess what? Post a pic stating how much you despise Trump and you will get 50k upvotes to the front page, as well as making up some nonsense BS to defend your argument. They gotta be like, I hate conservatives so much, you want to eradicate our existence and spread your Nazi hatred to everyone and everything. Like you want to put them in gas chambers and sell their soul to Lucifer and Moloch down to the deepest pits of hell. There are infinity genders and 2 political ideologies according to them, Dom and Nazi. Picking between communists and Nazis is like picking between rabbit moo shit and uranium elephant shit. These fantastic leeches cannot live without dooming about the Orange Man. Redditors would also get so sensitive when you are against Hamas and communists, which are also extremely evil groups of people, by the way. Rest in peace, Karl Marx. A good communist is a dead communist, though that's a different topic for another day. But still, Redditors would turn to the other way and accuse you as a Zionist or some other BS from their schizo mindset of tapeworms drinking in battery acid. I'm not a Mossad agent, I swear! Anyways, I did say that many of the non-political subreddits get filled with political slop. If you're so tired of hearing about politics 24/7 and just looking for something you actually enjoy, these creatures would hit you with the "everything is political" line, which is the most fucking retarded excuse I ever heard. Yeah, no shit, politics are everywhere, but what they mean by "everything is political" is that these sluggish parasites try to justify it by LARPing as the morality police and focus on achieving something that would never work in reality. Like, if you're walking your dog to the park one day and one of these Reddit abominations approach you with some absurd made-up political BS, you probably just walk away and mind your own business. But no! You see, everything is political. So they just run after you and screech out the "everything is political" line, where it's hard for you to try to escape due to how radicalized most people are on the internet. Oh, and some Redditors think that dog walking is the most important job in their life. Everything is political. Everything is also chemical. If you're brushing your teeth and someone comes up to you talking about how you don't have the right amount of fluoride, you would just want them to leave you alone cause you're just brushing your teeth. But everything is chemical! You don't care about chemicals? Like, really? And everything is also physical too. Would you like it if you're working out in the gym and these leeches come after you and say something like, "You're not stretching your biceps enough, tendons aren't bending all the way, do 1,000 burpees and 2,000 push-ups in a row"? Yeah, I don't think so. You see how fucking retarded the "everything is political" argument is? Like, sure, everything is political, but everything is also chemical and physical. Those who overanalyze slop that has nothing to do with them in reality and just allow politics to rot their brain are just allowing them to drive them to the peak of insanity, where they just use their performative morality to mask their narcissism. Next thing is that they cut you off if you have different views from them. Here's a good example of this interesting specimen.
It's more than just politics, Joe. Your stances on social issues speak volumes as to who you are as a person. If you're MAGA, I'm sorry, you're more than likely an unpathetic, racist, and self-serving. I'm generalizing, obviously, but yeah, political stances really tell you a lot about how a person really feels deep down.
Oh, shut up, you fucking retard. Unempathetic? Those who claim to have empathy don't actually have empathy and don't care about human rights from those who are different from them. Racist? They're also racist towards most straight white men. Just because there's a lot of white supremacists, who most now are Latino LARPers, doesn't mean that all straight white men are racist. A very efficient weapon for these Reddit ghouls to use against anyone not like them. I'm not even white, by the way. Boo hoo hoo! Systematic racism. It's still racist regardless of what their race is, so you can be racist towards any race. I'm convinced that they're way more racist than the ones they called racist.
You stop it! You are a white male!
True.
Stop it! You are a white male! Your skin is light enough!
There was a video clip a while ago of a mother who called a black kid the N-word, which she definitely shouldn't have said in the first place, but I'm convinced there's way more to the story than just that, since anything can just get taken out of context easily. But anyways, self-serving, hypocrisy at its finest. It's unfortunate that right-wingers have the power, but it's a good thing that leftists don't have power, because it's clear that if these left-wing Reddit worms are billionaires, I'm convinced they would 100% keep the money to themselves and not give it away like they claim they would. Yeah, generalizing people is just so retarded. This is exactly why I support individual rights instead. I don't care if you're black, white, gay, trans, blah blah blah. I judge you by the individual you are. A black person killing a white person and a white person killing a black person should be treated the exact same way. No one should even get special treatment. It's just so stupid. So that's exactly why you should judge individuals by who they are as a person specifically. It's like these people have never met the actual standard conservative in their life. Not that I'm one myself. They want you castrated in the brazen bull if you have a few different opinions from them. You gotta be this terminally online or an extremist if you think it's between people who just want to simply exist versus people who just want to eradicate their existence. So unless if they're an actual extremist like a communist or a real Nazi, you're a huge piece of shit if you cut people over their political views. Like, I don't care if you're a leftist or a right-winger, I can still be friends with you even if I heavily disagree on what you have to say. Another thing Redditors like to downplay is that if you hate fascists, you're automatically Antifa. Actually, Antifa isn't an actual organization. There are no members or headquarters. The thing is that they use the term anti-fascist as a way just to target everyone they just simply dislike. Especially cops regardless whether they're corrupt or not. And I would not want to associate myself with these commie specimens who just use the anti-fascist term as a facade to gain power. The Antifa name is clearly misleading. Not to mention that they just straight up label those who actually fought against the Nazis in World War II as Antifa. You mean far-left socialists that just call anyone who's not like them as Nazis? Which is just so fucking disgusting. Do they not realize that most of the US soldiers in World War II are conservatives, whom Antifa would just label them as Nazis, by the way? If you observe the Antifa flag closely, you'll realize that's not just some generic red and black flags, but instead are actually anarcho-communist flags. Heck, they can't even come up with a creative flag design. Well, time to start my own movement called the Anti-Bad Guys, where I would just label anyone who disagrees with me as a bad guy. Commit violent crimes and I can't be the bad guy because I'm part of the Anti-Bad Guy movement. So yeah, these Redditors just want to gaslight you into becoming one of them in their dungeon. They make me want to become an ICE agent so I can send them to fucking North Sentinel Island. Now off you go to North Sentinel Island, you troglodyte zombies! Anyways, Here are some subreddits or redditors I like to introduce. There apparently was a snark subreddit about someone who created an organization on rescuing foxes who struggle to live on their own. For those who don't know what snark subreddits are, these tours are often created to specifically target a certain individual and hold grudges to berate the hell out of them. Unfortunately, Michaela Rains, the owner of Save a Fox Rescue, has taken her own life due to filthy redditors targeting her when she has done nothing wrong. These depraved subhuman worms have falsely accused her of staging animal rescues and pretending just to get views and shit like that, which is in the abyss pits of hell. It's so fucking obvious that they're just jealous that she's able to be better than majority of the redditors that call out STAGE on anything. Her husband has come forward to make a statement about her death due to snark subreddits that just make foul shit up. That's like a few years ago when people believe in everything about the allegations against Mr. Beast, which I know that most of them aren't true at all in the beginning because I'm not a fucking retard who believes in everything I see on the internet. Though, I got attacked by the sheep in the bandwagon just because I refused to believe in that shit. Then it got disproven, to which I am 100% right on. I don't really care that much, nor do I have any interest in Mr. Beast anymore, but the ones who shit on him aren't any better at all. But anyways, here's a totally sane Redditor, who goes by the name U/uranium tetrachloride. This Reddit degenerate has nihilistic beliefs and thinks that there's nothing worth in life. You know what he did? He blew himself up in the van, expecting to blow up an entire facility, which fortunately didn't kill anyone. So in the end of the day, this specimen accomplished absolutely nothing. Redditors aren't known to be good at that type of shit anyways. Saying that these midwits are the stupidest people ever is like saying that the grass is green. Here's another sane Redditor, going by the name Sustanet. He apparently was a Disney fan who often gives advice to teenagers on Reddit. Well, guess what he did? He molested his stepdaughter and murdered her in cold blood. These child predators can go fucking rot in hell and feel immense agony. As you can see, Redditors cannot be trusted at all. Some may use a mask to conceal their true colors like a chameleon, while the rest are just so terrible at hiding themselves. And here's Aaron Bushnell, aka U/AceBush1. In 2024, he decided to do the one thing that would help end the war between Israel and Palestine. He set himself on fire, shouting out to free Palestine. Then Israel wanted to stop the genocide on Palestine due to this man's heroic bravery. Oh wait, they're still fighting. At the end of the day, Bushnell accomplished absolutely nothing like the other Redditor. You wanna know a huge celebrity on Reddit that everyone respects? Meat Pizza Cake! An amazing specimen to study on r/comics. She always makes it to the front page of Reddit with likes that totally aren't botted. This nearly 40-year-old woman is a married mother with an OnlyFans account and uses her son's underwear for whatever foul shit she's doing with it. This illiterate narcissist literally lives in Canada and is obsessed with creating comics about US political propaganda that don't even tell the joke. Like, some of them literally either make no sense at all or a massive text wall that ruins the joke. Also, my comics mog hers! It's not like that she's actually harming anyone or anything like that. She's just an insufferable lolcow to make fun of. She's not a human! She's a silverfish sent by aliens to wear the skin of her own victims. I'm not crazy! I'm not crazy! I'm not crazy! Her Reddit mod sims defend the fuck out of her in the comments, literally banning anyone who criticizes her and accuse them as a Nazi. Speaking of Reddit mods are somehow even worse than the average Redditor specimen. The same Reddit mods control most of the huge subreddits on the platform, boasting about their unpaid jobs that have no benefit in their life, other than flexing on their power to ban people with an iron fist. You see, Reddit mods don't actually care about the communities they're moderating. These morbidly obese schools would just either remove or ban your posts for either no reason or the dumbest shit you will ever seen. If you try to contact them, you would just insult their fragile egos filled with maggots molesting on their brain matter and will just make things worse for you. They only care about having power, making their communities to be as authoritarian as they can, oppressing everyone not like them. The Reddit mod stereotype is actually so accurate. Like these obese creatures that smell like stench from the sewers of Chernobyl would lust after little girls. So not only are these creeps extremely authoritarian and had not taken a shower since elementary school, Reddit mods are also Epstein's subordinates. In fact, Ghislaine Maxwell was a Reddit mod at some point. So yeah, Reddit mods are a whole new level of abomination, just slightly worse than the average Redditor. So eventually, to clear this all up, Reddit is a supposed free speech platform built on authoritarian echo chambers that delude normies into communist degenerates and oppress those who go against the hive mind. Reddit hires behemoth troglodyte NPCs with the build of a whale and smell like geranium shit found in the sewers covered with mosquito maggots as their own moderators to control and oppress their communities with zero pay. Why am I making this, you may be asking? Well, I like to make fun of insufferable Reddit creatures that follow the hive mind and how they're literally everywhere. But it's also nice to de-radicalize people and be able to form our own opinions, regardless if we're left, right, or center. It's just that Reddit is filled with far-left extremists. Note that the exaggerated examples and insults I bring up in the video aren't meant to be serious at all, though my opinion is 100% genuine. So yeah, I'd probably make more videos like this where I express my own opinions in a non-serious matter in the future. So see ya later.